If you're in charge of AI governance and you want to learn how these AI systems work, then this video is for you. So I'll show you what happens to the inputs into these AI systems and how they transform into outputs, and what is the role of machine learning, training data, and these AI models, how they actually influence this transformation from inputs into the outputs. And I'll also show you where you can find a free course that will teach you about some other basics of AI systems and also about AI governance. So after you watch this video, you'll have a clear idea on what are the elements, key elements of AI systems and how they interact. Okay, this diagram that you can see on the screen now is called AI System Functional View. And this is actually adapted from a standard called ISO 22989. And by the way, this standard is very useful because it explains basic concepts of AI systems and also provides an explanation of basic AI terminology. Okay, in the bottom left, you can actually see where the whole process starts. So basically, these are the inputs. And these inputs could be user inputs, like a user is typing some prompt into, let's say, Chat GPT, or this could be, let's say, a user uploading a document into the chat application because he or she wants to do something with this document, or this could be another AI application that uses API to send a request to AI system, or this could be also an AI agent which sends a request directly to this AI system. And then these requests are being processed. This is also called AI inference. And then you actually get these outputs. And these outputs can be in various forms, as you probably know. So it could be various actually suggestions on how to improve your business, or you could actually have a translated document as an output, or you might actually have written a new blog post, or maybe an AI agent has written an email for you. So all of these are examples of outputs from an AI system. However, for this inference to work, you actually need some logic or reasoning, and you also need data for this to happen. So where does this training data come from? You can actually see this in the upper left corner. Large language models come with a huge amount of their own data, and this is the data that they were trained on. However, this data does not contain some specific company data that you might need when you do some analysis. For example, you want to find out why one of your products is not doing as good as some competitor products. In this case, you will have to include some of your own internal data that you want the AI to analyze. So in this case, you will have to add your own training data to the AI system for these answers to make sense. In some cases, even these two sources, meaning the built-in training data and the company-specific training data, are not going to be enough. You will actually have to ask the AI system to actually search the internet on some newest, let's say, data that was not available through any other source. So the point is that actually this training data comes from at least 3 sources, and there might be some others. Now, when you use all of this training data, you can't simply push it into a large language model. Actually, you have to optimize it in some way, and this is exactly what machine learning is used for. Basically, it optimizes this data in a way that is, let's say, understandable by large language models. And now, since this large language model has its own reasoning and it has this data, then it can respond to your input. Now, as this AI system works, then it will start realizing that it made some mistakes, but it will also realize that there are some, let's say, user preferences that it should pay attention to. And then all of this data is fed back into the machine learning so that all of these parameters could be continuously updated. In other words, this is how AI systems learn and improve. Now, there are numerous variations on how these AI systems can work, and I was only showing you the example of a large language model, so basically something that is based on text. I didn't cover different AI models like audio models or video models or many other types of AI systems that exist. Now, why is this diagram important for AI governance? It's important because understanding this diagram actually helps you organize management of AI systems. And you can organize this AI governance through 3 aspects: people, processes, and technology. So you should define exactly who is responsible for each of these elements of these AI systems. You need to figure out which technologies you will be using for each of these elements, and you have to define what kind of policies and procedures you will use for each of these elements. And there is another aspect of viewing this diagram from the AI governance point of view, and this is so-called AI system lifecycle. Basically, this means that you have to manage your AI systems from the very beginning, meaning when you actually start defining what are the requirements for an AI system, then in the development phase, deployment phase, usage phase, and so on. So you should think through how to manage each of these elements of AI systems in each of the phases of AI system lifecycle. And you might wonder how to put all of these AI governance together. There are too many moving parts, so to say. And this is where this ISO 42001 is very useful. And this is actually international standard for AI governance, and it is emerging as the main AI governance framework, just like ISO 27001 has emerged as the main cybersecurity governance framework. And you can actually certify your company against ISO 42001. In other words, you can prove to your customers and other stakeholders that you are managing AI systems in the best possible way. Okay, let me now show you a free course where you can learn about other important aspects of AI and also about ISO 42001. Okay, I'm showing you now this ISO 42001 Foundations online course from Advisera. And here you can see some basic information about this course, and you can actually see that here you can sign up for free for the whole course, and you can see all the lessons without any payment, and you would have to pay only if you want to go for this certification exam. Now let's see the curriculum, so which lessons are included. So here in this module 1 you actually see some general lessons about the structure of the standard, the implementation of this artificial intelligence management system, and this is basically AI governance. And here you can also see these explanation of AI terminology, machine learning, neural networks, main components of an AI system. Basically this is the same as you've seen in this video now, but also this AI system lifecycle. And then when you go for other modules, you will actually see that they explain each and every clause from ISO 42001, so you can actually learn about how to actually build each and every element of AI governance through these clauses here. Here in module 3 you actually see clauses around risk management, so how to assess the risks and then choose the best controls. Module 4 about the implementation of all of these controls, and module 5 about monitoring, reviewing and improvement. And then also very interesting is this module 6, because it actually explains all the 38 controls from the NXA. And here are some very interesting controls. So there are a set of controls related to a system lifecycle, so basically what controls you should apply for a particular lifecycle stage, what kind of controls to apply for training data, what kind of controls are needed when you use AI systems in production, these kind of things. Okay, hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about these elements of AI systems, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And to access this ISO 42001 Foundations course that I was showing you, click the link in the description below, and you'll be able to open this free student account, and you can actually go through all of these lessons without any payment, and Advisera charges only for the certification exam if this is what you want to do. And take a look also at my other videos which explains in more detail what AI governance is. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss any of my new videos, and I publish videos about AI governance and cybersecurity governance every week. Thanks for watching.